Hey, come see us on tour. We'll be in Chicago, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Duluth, Georgia, right outside of Atlanta, Jacksonville, Florida, Tempe, Arizona, and Burbank, California. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for those tickets. Hey, this is Jimmy. Who's this?
We ask the questions around here, but if you must know, this is a British police chief.
A British police chief calling me?
Right.
Can you be more specific?
This is Chief Constable Nigel Dudley of the Municipal Police of Wolverhampton, Cheesethorpe upon Stoke. Is this Jimmy Dore?
Yes, it is.
I have some questions for you, sir, and I would strongly suggest you remember that this is an ongoing police investigation. Several days ago, did you or did you not repost, formerly retweet, a post, formerly tweet, dated August 9th of this year from an X account called The Vigilant Fox, stating that 3,300 people have been arrested for social media posts in the UK in the past year, and implying that Russia has a more free society than the UK?
I did. Yes, I did.
Well, that was one of the easier confessions I've obtained. Mr. Dore, you in violation of several counts of the UK social media code, and we need you to report to station immediately for arrest.
Your police station in England? I live in Los Angeles.
I do believe they still have airplanes, last I checked.
I think the more important point is that I'm an American and not a Brit.
Sir, if you think you can sit across the pond and violate our laws and get away with it, you are gravely mistaken. In case you didn't realize, our nation and yours have an extradition treaty, so the posting of misleading information will have real consequences for you Americans.
This can't be for real. You must be joking. You're jailing people for posting misleading information about the riots in the UK?
Oh, yes, with stiff sentences too, I might add. Right.
I see online that there have been arrests for social media posts, but the articles never state what exactly the posts were.
Well, of course not, you daft bint.
Yeah.
Then we'd have to arrest whoever wrote the news article for spreading misleading information. If someone spreads misleading information and then you say what they said, whether you mean to or not, you yourself are spreading misleading information.
This is insanity. You know that, right? Don't you have freedom of speech over there? Freedom of the press?
Well, of course we have these things, and we've had them much longer than you have, I might add. But just because we have freedom of speech doesn't mean the government can't control what people say.
Well, yes, it does, actually. It absolutely does mean that.
Well, perhaps in your juvenile American grasp of the concept. But here in the UK, we have a more sophisticated, nuanced approach to the topic, which allows us to imprison people for sharing videos on Facebook.
How can sharing a video be misleading information? It's literally a visual depiction of something that happened.
Not if it incites racial hatred. Another arrow in our law enforcement quiver. If you are white and share a video of migrants rioting, say, then it is off to jail for you, because that's racist. And as Director of Public Prosecution Stephen Parker pointed out on the BBC, even if you shared such content to warn people in the area where the video was taken, that's still racist. You will still be prosecuted.
This is unbelievable. This is what the police do all day over there?
No, not just. UK law enforcement proudly brings its heavy hand down upon these vile rioters themselves. Why, just recently, a 42-year-old woman named Leanne Hodgson was jailed for 2.5 years for repeatedly pushing industrial bins at a police line in Sunderland.
Industrial bins?
Large trash can, essentially.
Oh, so a middle-aged woman is going to prison for 2 years because she tossed a trash can at police in riot gear during a riot.
Right.
Are you worried at all that the UK is turning into a police state?
I assure you the last members of a society to worry about the slide into fascism are law enforcement. Rising sea levels worldwide don't concern the fish.
Unbelievable.
But to answer your earlier question, yes, the vast majority of the police force is dedicated to combating online hooliganism. We have pulled our best veteran bobbies off the streets, placed them in front of a laptop, and instead of fighting actual crime, they are scouring social media for distasteful posts and comments. Police work at its finest.
Oh, yes, truly.
Allow me to hold the phone up to the social media task force room so you can hear firsthand the grinding wheels of justice as our men in yellow react to what is said in Facebook groups. Here. What's all this then? 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 As you can hear, Mr. Dore, law enforcement is not to be trifled with in the United Kingdom.
Yes, clearly.
Right. So, now that you realize what you're up against, can we expect your surrender?
I'll get right on that. How much time do you think I'm going to be doing for my crime?
Well, it's not for me to say, but I'd suspect somewhere between 15 and 20 months, depending on how much you grovel to a man wearing a powdered wig.
How much time would I serve if I said it? It seems to me that the people of a country ought to have some say about the country's immigration policy, or at least have the freedom to express their displeasure with it.
Well, for using such atrocious, racist, fascist, far-right hate speech that you just did, first of all, I doubt you'd find a solicitor willing to represent you, so in the interest of justice and civilized society, you would be probably tossed into a dungeon and forgotten. This is England. We still have a number of those around.
Okay, sounds good. I'll get on the next flight out.
Right. I think this will be a good thing. You yourself will learn a lesson, as will your fellow Americans. The days of simply saying or typing things that you wish has come to an end. Time to join the rest of the civilized world. Oh, dear. I'm afraid I must go. A 12-year-old was just caught commenting, "I can't walk safely in my neighborhood at night" on Facebook. We just checked which neighborhood she lives in, and it turns out this comment was a hate crime.
Jesus Christ.
Time to go teach this child a lesson. Cheerio!
It is mental over there. Hey, come see us on tour. We'll be in Chicago, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Duluth, Georgia, right outside of Atlanta, Jacksonville, Florida, Tempe, Arizona, and Burbank, California. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for those tickets.